Hello there, friends. Danny here from Danny's Dreams. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first official video of Fun with Stencils. Today we're going to be doing one of my favorites, which is making clouds. I did share all of these cards on the intro video. These are all ones that have clouds in them. Lots and lots of different ways to do clouds, believe it or not. Most of these are all more traditional with just the blue. There is one with pinks, and that was a purpley gray color. So yeah, there's lots and lots of stencils out there to do clouds. I have a very, very long wish list, which I have put in the description box below. I put the supplies that I'll be using today, most of them, and then I also included links to some of the stencils that are on my wish list. So if you want to take a look at these, you can either look at the other video, which I'll link below, or you can check out on my blog. I always have them all on my blog. So to start with today, wanted to say I am not an expert. I just like to have fun, which is the whole purpose of this video series, is just to have fun. I will be working with several stencils today. Kraftin Kimmie stencils. It's Chubby Clouds. I guess it's upside down there. This one is fun when you want more defined clouds. And then I have the My Favorite Things micro clouds, My Favorite Things mini clouds, and then My Favorite Things just clouds. The first thing that I learned when I started making clouds was that I could mix these three My Favorite Things stencils to get different effects. Let me see if I can find, I should have been more prepared and had, like this one has the mini clouds and the micro clouds, so it gives that varied effect. I also learned to move my stencil around. Anyways, moving forward, and you can also get different effects from the kind of inks you use, the colors you use. Seriously, this could just go on and on and on. There are so many things to do. Today, I'm going to be doing just basic, more traditional bluish sky with clouds, but by all means, have fun, do rainbows or whatever makes you happy. I already have my paper cut out into a card front size. Typically, I do A2 size. So that's what I'm going to be working with today, but I'm happy to see that there's lots of slimline stencils coming on the market. It's also easy to use stencils on slimline. You just move them as you go. To start with, I thought I would use the ink that I go to the most for clouds, and also my cat Alyssa might be joining us, and that is the Distress Oxide. Oh, that's the wrong one. Salty Ocean. That is the one I grab probably the most to do my clouds. I just like the blue that it gives. Sometimes I use the foam applicator to put it on. I just have some double-sided tape there that I keep them there so I know that that's the one that goes with it. And then I also, when the blending brushes first became a thing, I got some cheap makeup brushes off of Amazon, so I do have one of those that I use pretty often with this Distress Oxide ink. I recently found out that you shouldn't mix, like you shouldn't, if I had the Distress Oxide ink on this brush, I shouldn't then go use like my Stampin' Up inks or my Kraftin Kimmie inks. I didn't know that, so I'm in the process of getting some more actual blending brushes because I'm not overly thrilled with how this works, but it gets by. So I thought we would go in the landscape mode. I sound like a photographer, used to be one. The landscape, I can't even think of the way. We're going to go horizontal. And I'm going to show using all 3 of these. We're going to start with just the mini clouds at the top. And I just kind of line it up however I want to start. Get some ink on your brush. And then I always start on the stencil and just kind of circle motions go on the out of the stencil. You can put as much or as little as you want. Focusing more on that line there. When I do clouds, I don't tape the stencil in place because you move it often. Carefully lift it up, and you see we have a nice cloud starting. Next, I'm going to go to just the cloud stencil, get some bigger clouds in there. Again, just line it up where you want. Ink up your brush, and then just circle. And it doesn't have to be like perfect, kind of vary it, because skies can be whatever you want them to be. And then lift it up. Got some clouds, some good clouds going there. And then, I don't know, when I first started, I just had a mind block, and I would just keep the same side of the stencil and move down, and it looked okay. But if you vary it, I feel it gives it a little bit more pleasing look. So I usually try to turn it. You can also turn it this way if that way works better, which actually that looks like a good one right there. So again, ink up your brush or sponge or whatever you're using and rub that on. And then I think we're going to put one more layer, and we're going to use the micro edge one just to kind of finish that off across there. And there you go. Again, you can use as little or as much. I'm not too worried. I got some little blobs there, but not too worried because I'll probably cut it off. This would probably be where I'd put like the grass or the scenery down here, the image. And so there's a very simple cloud background. Again, you can use the brush, you can use the foam. Sometimes I use sponges. Sometimes I use little ink daubers. It just depends on what mood I'm in. Another color that I use often is the broken china. You can use these together to kind of give some varied clouds. Oh, excuse me. I just usually wipe off my brush. And my friend Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Owl channel will probably laugh because I always clean everything right when I use it. So for stencils, like when I use the stencils, I usually just have a baby wipe handy and I just wipe them off real quick. And then if I'm using like gels or paste or something a little bit more that stains a little bit more or something, I will take them to the sink and just gently wash them with a mild detergent. I have a little OCD. I like to have things all nice and neat. So yes, so there's our first one that I did. You could also spritz this with some water or drop some water drops on it since it is that distress oxide, and it would kind of give it a less defined look if that's what you'd like. All right, moving on to the next one. I think that I just want to use the mini cloud on this one. Let me grab a paper towel. It's still a little damp from that baby wipe. And for this one, I'm going to actually use some of the Stampin' Up inks. I think almost all of these are retired, but again, you can use whatever color you have on hand. I'm going to use probably this balmy blue and the soft sky. Just wanted to show you what it looks like when you do two different colors. So I open them up and look at that. I didn't get ink all over me. It's a miracle. For this, I have little daubers. I have on there what color they are. Now I just got to make sure that I get it the right way. So this is the balmy blue. I'm going to use it first Just ink up those little finger daubers. I think sometimes this gives a little bit more of a, I don't know, softer feel, maybe that's the word. There's that first one. I'm going to turn the stencil, and then I'm going to grab the one that I have for Soft Sky. Is that what I said I was going to use? Yes, Soft Sky. And then ink that up. And again, always start on your stencil and work away from it. You can add as much or as little ink as you want for whatever effect you want. See how it kind of goes from dark to the lighter. You could vary and add that balmy blue back in, but I kind of like just having that top layer like that. And then I'm going to turn until I find what I like, which I think I like that. So again, just take whatever you're using to blend, start on the stencil, and work your way out. And you can put as much or as little, since we're going kind of down and I'm kind of getting that lighter effect. Didn't put quite as much there. And I think I'm going to stop there. And that's another nice cloudy sky there. Looks not quite like a sunny sky, but maybe like storms are rolling in, or maybe getting closer to nighttime. So there's that. Sorry about that bad reflection, just the way that my lights are in this room. So there's, you can see how just the colors of inks will give you a different feel. Next, I wanted to use the Kraftin Kimmie Chubby Clouds, and we're going to use some Kraftin Kimmie inks. Their inks are hybrid inks, so they will stain your stencil a little bit. I just got this new blending brush from Stamping Up, so it's going to be my first time trying it. Does anyone else pet their blending brushes when they get them? They're just so soft. My favorite color from Kraftin Kimmie is Mermaid Melody. It's another bright color. I think that we'll do probably this upper part here. A tip that I do like to do is to have some of the cloud like off of the paper, which I am going to cut this down, but I always try to start so it's like that. Since this is kind of one that you're not going to be moving, I love this Make Art station, because then you can just put these magnets there and you move them as you go down. And again, you just, again, this first time using this brush, I do like the handle of it. That's kind of nice. And when I'm using this stencil, I usually try to do some with a lot of ink, some with not so many, just to kind of have that varied look. Oh, it moved just a touch. I'm not used to the brush, so it has a little bit more force than my other one, but this stencil is easy to line back up. And if you don't get it exact, it's not the end of the world. Since we've already done that up there, I'm going to put it like that. And I actually think I'm going to add a different color just to add some interest. We're going to do the Salty Sea. I'm going to just wipe this brush off, get some of that ink off. But since it's still blue, I'm going to still use it. And also that might help blend it all so it looks more natural as it blends down there. I just love using stencils because it's so neat to see like the design or pattern emerge. Especially, I don't know, it's always so awesome to me when you lift the stencil and you see what you've created. I know I had a comment on my intro video that someone said they're not very good at stencils. I think it's like anything in crafting. You just need to play, practice, explore, and not be afraid of it. Just try it and you will get better. And let's see how that turned out. So there's Kraftin. Some more puffy clouds for a different look, but see it kind of starts in one color, kind of fades off. I do like using two different colors. I think it just adds a little bit more interest to your art. And then the last thing that I wanted to try today, which I haven't done before, but I really wanted to try it. Many of you, if you follow me, you know that I absolutely adore Amy Young from, let's see, her blog is 1,000 Sheets of Paper, but she's also the artist behind Sweet November Stamps. And I've been watching her coloring lately, and I noticed when she does clouds, granted she's coloring with Copic markers, she always adds a little bit of gray to it. So today I wanted to just see what that looked like with some inks. So this is the mini clouds. Just gonna get it there. I'm gonna use the Kraftin Kimmie inks again. So I have that Mermaid Melody. I'm just gonna brush that on there. And then I'm gonna move it just a touch down, and I have Granite Gray. This might be too dark, I'm not sure. Again, just trying to play around and see what would happen here. And I'm just gonna go in there, kind of just add a little touch of it, just to see what kind of effect that might have. Ooh, I like that. It does, it kind of softens it, but it kind of defines it all at the same time. Let's do another row here. Let's see. I think I like, I like that, but I think we're gonna have it be more like that. So let's add that blue. I do like this new brush. I'm curious to try, I'm gonna try some other brands. Leave me a comment below if you have a favorite blending brush, one that you think that I should try. I know that there's so many out there these days. It can be overwhelming. Again, I'm just going in just a little bit with that Granite Gray, just to see what kind of effect it has. I kind of like it. It really makes that cloud line kind of pronounced, but at the same time kind of softens the, I don't know. I really like it. I think I really need to cover up. So sorry again about that reflection. Hopefully you can see this. So that's all I have for you today. I'm going to turn these into cards, and you will see those in my Saturday showcase. Probably not this week, but next week. I will finish this, but I don't want to keep you here. Now that you've seen the basic process, I hope that you will try to make some clouds if you have some cloud stencils. And feel free to reach out to me. All my links are below, my blog, my Facebook page, Instagram. I'd love to see what you create. So again, we made 4 little examples here, all using different things. There we go. If you like what you see, I hope you would click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications, and until my next time, go do something for yourself, do something crafty, go crafty shopping, or just sit back and relax. Have a great day.